What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. This week we are back with some more Lackey Grand Prix gameplay, and this week will be round 3 against Jake, or AgurtheWise, as you may know him on Discord and the other things. I guess the forums is the other thing. um, is Jake on the forums? I don't know. Probably. Kind of seems like he would be. Maybe not. Anyways, we are here to play some regular old Redemption here. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. We are back this week with some more Lackey Grand Prix gameplay, and this week is round 3 of the Lackey Grand Prix 12, so we are going to be watching that game, which is against Jake, or AgurtheWise, as you may know him on Discord. I do have to put out a little disclaimer for this video. There aren't going to be a whole lot of new cards featured here, new Israel's Rebellion cards. We do have some Israel's Deliverance cards that I'm using, and I'm featuring a few Israel's Rebellion cards. So, and it's like a select few that you can kind of integrate into a not necessarily a brand new strategy, but something that is, I mean, sort of new. It kind of has some more tools, at least, to it to make it, I think, a more viable, like, yes, a more specific version of the strategy. So we'll talk about that. And I also want to mention that Jake, he admitted to not having had a whole lot of time yet, with life being just busy, to get into Israel's Rebellion and explore the themes a little bit more. So he just kind of defaulted to a GOC deck that he had been playing, throughout last year's season. And so yeah, those are the decks that you're going to be seeing today. Let's look at mine in a little more detail. You'll notice I have the Moshi card highlighted here, which a couple of starter deck cards here with Moshi, and then we have the equivalent in the K deck, which is David's Prayer. And when these were first released, they said you may play a Lost Soul and an Exodus character from a deck. So you could do your own deck if you want to bring out a Lost Soul, or you could do your opponent's deck and bring out if you need to, like, generate a Lost Soul, but you also, it's at the expense of giving them a blocker, or, for your own deck, you were giving yourself a hero. The David's Prayer said First Samuel, and it was, vice versa. It worked the other way with the starter decks. They decided that that was a little too, maybe, I don't know, powerful is the right word, but just maybe like nuanced, or I don't know. They wanted to make it a little bit more broad, but a little, but still keep the focus of the soul gen aspect, and then it's not quite as flexible as it was, where now they just say you may play a Lost Soul and an evil character from an opponent's deck. So it's very clean, to the point. This is what it's for, is soul gen, right back to that TXP Woman at the Well ability there, and they're both territory class. And what I thought about when I first saw the changed versions, that they are now in the official, or I guess official versions of the starter decks here, is that because it's now broad, it doesn't have a certain reference requirement. Then you can play any evil character from your opponent's deck. You can just put it right on the battlefield there, and that makes it fairly vulnerable. A lot of times people will keep evil characters in their hand. This is kind of a strategy tip, I guess, for any newbies. Keeping evil characters in your hand so that your opponent doesn't, have an idea of who you're able to block with, or have the element of surprise, is a good strategy, because it hurts or hinders your opponent from preparing or planning quite as much before their attacks. You can kind of surprise them with a Divining Damsel or something, where you reveal your hand. Otherwise, they might try to put down more brigades if they see Damsel in your territory. So it kind of takes away that element of surprise, and also lets me, as the one who's playing the evil character from your deck, do or be a little more selective with the choose the blocker heroes that we have from GOC, and otherwise we have Elijah, Zacchaeus, which are 2, and I guess Jephthah's daughter, which are 3 that I did not include in this deck. I thought about just kind of going all in, but ended up deciding just to stick with kind of a clay focus, which meant Simon and Joseph of Arimathea were my best bets. So the goal is to basically just choose any evil character from your opponent's deck or territory to block and kind of set that up to be an ideal battle situation for you. So that's kind of what I was going for with this deck, and then building around that, I needed some purple and some white, and then having these 2 choose the blocker guys, it just kind of made sense to be focused on clay and use some disciples and some other white stuff here with Justin Martyr, having that little package with Blood of the Lamb. Ended up cutting Word of Their Testimony. And then I also put in Aaron. I did have a little bit more of a priest's clay focus kind of when I was putting cards together for the deck, but ended up having to trim most of that out. But I did keep Aaron, Defender of the Saints, and Zadok in reserve. Zadok is nice in reserve because the Ascension just says you can play a clay hero from reserve. Doesn't have to be a New Testament clay. But it doesn't ban to Zadok directly, so you kind of have to get creative in the way that you get Zadok into battle. But Entertaining Angels is kind of a great way to do that, as long as you are past the first round. So you can search for and ban to the Defender of the Saints, go to Zadok in reserve, and if you're banning to all your exchange angels, then Zadok negating enhancements wouldn't really matter for negating Entertaining Angels, because the angels that you banned in already kicked themselves out or exchanged for other heroes. So that was kind of the idea with the priest splash, and in addition to the fact that having a Tabernacle Priest allows me to go to deck with Book of the Covenant, and in deck I have Covenant with Adam, which makes playing evil characters from my opponent's deck that I want to choose to block it gives me kind of a target range of where I'm trying to find their evil characters that have toughness 3 or less, so that I can kind of get that auto rescue lined up. All that said, the offense is trying to do that. It's not necessarily always going to happen. I've got Matthew in here to kind of help set things up, and John and Peter are just good options for having a little disciples splash, having some purple and some clay to work with, and so that's kind of what we were going for. There are a lot of things I wanted to include in this offense that I was not able to. The deck is at 57 right now, which I was thinking I wanted to get it down to 50, but it's a very tight list, so that was tough. The 58th card that I ended up having to cut, I was at 57, and then I wanted to add Sheol, and I had to figure out what 58th card to cut. Sorry, Joe, wasn't going to run it at 58. Was Polycarp. He was initially in the deck and definitely fits, makes a lot of sense, and it was just the one card that I was like, this doesn't necessarily need to be here. With the goal of the deck isn't necessarily to play enhancements to win the battle, so I figured if Polycarp was in there to kind of speed things up a little bit, help me get to John, if that was kind of the primary reason, and then also just being another white hero to play Moshi on, I figured it wasn't absolutely necessary that he be in there. It was an okay card to cut. So anyways, that is what we're doing here. We also have Sin Offering, which works out pretty well, even if it's not with OT Priest, just a flexible CBP enhancement. It's either a negate or a battle winner. Seems pretty straightforward, or a good include for any clay offense. And so I guess Temple Veil is also worth mentioning. Works well with the offense. I initially had 20 shekels in here because being able to play a character from your opponent's hand is great with choose the blocker abilities as well. And maybe that still belongs in here in the place of Temple Veil, but I felt like I had a lot of artifacts and just not very many places to activate them. So Temple Veil can be activated in a Herod's Temple. It still gives me the hand information that 20 shekels does. Plus, it also lets me reset my disciples like Simon and also Joseph, who's not a disciple, but an important piece of the puzzle, bouncing Matthew, that kind of stuff. So I figured that was probably a better option for now. Maybe other versions of the deck I can try out 20 shekels and see how it goes, but we shall see. All right, then the defense. I was throwing around in my head a few different ideas for a defense that I could try. I was looking mostly at Israel's Rebellion cards and trying to figure out if I wanted to use one of those defenses. Animals was definitely a consideration, which I will do at some point, I'm sure. It seems like you can have a lot of fun with animals, but one that kind of caught my eye was Omen Interpreter, which I sort of had a hand in getting to the final version of it, which it makes me excited to play it. I definitely want to find a good build for it. So we kind of just went the Magician's route. It does work better with more curses in deck, but I ended up having to cut Confusion of Mind, which I don't know if that's the right move, but I did. There are some other synergies with it, which I thought were cool. One in particular is that if you reveal your top 6 and there's an evil card on top of your deck, then you can leave that one there, like just take a different one, and then you can ban to a Magician, so you can ban to Egyptian Wise Men, and then either draw, you reveal that top card, you take it and draw one, or you could just add it to battle if it's a battle adding ability. And so the Omen Interpreter being a card that I wanted to use in addition to some of the synergies that you can have with the offense. Like, there's really not a whole lot of synergy here, but there were some things that I considered. One of them was the fact that Distressing People is probably the best fool. It works well with Choose the Blocker stuff, so if you give it to your opponent's territory, then you can choose it to block with Simon or Joseph. And so the goal is to try to activate the star ability on Distressing People and give it to your opponent, but worst case scenario, it's your only evil character and you gotta try to make the block, so it's good to have one that fits in the brigade that I'm using. And this one is arguably has the best ability. I don't think it's necessarily even close. Like, I think the Black Fool is pretty good too, the Canaanite one, but it's not. It doesn't nearly have the same impact that this one does, especially early in the game, which is, you're probably most likely to be able to give it to your opponent when you're drawing your first 8 cards. That's just when you're most likely to draw it, it seems. So that was one of the factors. The other one was having more characters to play Delivered on. I definitely, I had a few more teal and green in here. I had like an Elijah and Moses Transfiguration package in here at one point, just because you get another Choose the Blocker here with Elijah. But all of that part got cut and trying to get it down to a reasonable size, and so I ended up with only Peter and John who were able to play Delivered on offense, which means that the defense is going to have to make up for that a little bit. So I ended up going with the pale green on defense to help support that. I think that was kind of the other main thing. Also, just like Magicians in general sound like a fun theme to try out. Having like Unity Magicians hasn't really been a thing in a good while. Like back when Magic Charms was big, that was more of a thing. Back before rotation, I guess. But now we have a new Magic Charms, which I thought would be kind of fun to try out. And there's Omen Interpreter having a ban to a Magician ability is pretty cool. Usually Magicians have been like combined with demons, or maybe like Assyrians or something, where it's just something else in pale green. So that was something that I thought would be cool to try out. I another synergy with the defense and with Egyptian Magicians. I mentioned the thing with Omen Interpreter. There's also a cool thing you can do with 2 of the new starter deck Lost Souls here. Shepherds and Grumbled both have the ability, if put in play, you can underdeck a card from hand to draw 1. And so, especially if you happen to get it on, like, get everything together on the first turn, you can underdeck an evil card from your hand, and then if you have Egyptian Magicians to block, I mean, you can do this later in the game too. It's just less likely that your deck like stays unshuffled or something like that. Like the card stays on the bottom later in the game, just because you're drawing most of the cards on your turn. But if your opponent is going first, then you can set this up with Grumbled and Shepherds to do a little bit of hand sculpting. And then that also you can put evil cards on the bottom to kind of prepare for a block with Egyptian Magicians. Especially like something like Offer of Exile on turn 1 is a great underdeck option, and then be able to play if your opponent searches, it cannot be interrupted, and they also can't inset it on the first turn because you can't remove cards from a reserve on turn 1. So that was another cool synergy. And as long as we're talking about these Lost Souls, I think they are. I don't think they're like required by any means to be competitive. I do think that they are pretty good for starter deck Lost Souls. Like you're not netting any cards, so it's not quite on the level of like Prosperity, where you're going plus a card, or Lawless is the same sort of thing. But you do get to. I think there are ways that you can utilize both, or you can utilize the underdeck well, and then you get the free. I mean, not free. You're paying for it with underdecking a card, but you get to draw a card off of it as well. So, for instance, Matthew is a very strong card. If I, draw my opening 8, and I have delivered, and I have a good sense that my opponent is running a Disciples deck, or like maybe they used Peter or John's star ability on the first turn. Delivered has 4 brigades on it that if I can get those out of my hand, then Matthew isn't going to do quite as much damage. So these Lost Souls can be a nice little anti-Matthew tech to just, you underdeck your cards with a lot of brigades, like Blood of the Lamb or Covenant with Adam, and hopefully don't just draw into more brigades or something. But that is, I think, a good Matthew tech. It's not necessarily in a direct answer, but it can just be beneficial, it can be helpful. Slow your opponent down just a little bit. Let's see, other things with the defense. So the kind of sub-theme of the defense is capture, which is kind of what magicians have historically done, with like magic charms kind of being the main thing, where now we've got things like Better to Be Slaves and Slave to Egypt, which are both cannot be prevented, which makes Balaam very good in this defense. He's going to be one of the main characters I'm looking forward to block with. Balaam's Teaching, also CVP, same with Invoking Terror. So basically the whole defense here, cannot be prevented, which means it's going to be great on Balaam, doing a lot of capturing with magic charms and go into captivity as well, which means Valley of Dry Bones is actually making an appearance in a deck, which I think is pretty cool. Basically, if there were a deck that could utilize Valley of Dry Bones well, I think it is this one. Maybe once Roots comes out, if hopefully we get some more Babylonian support, and something with Babylonian merchants can come back to life. Give the Babylonians some love. But for now, this is something that I thought would work fairly well and would be fun to play. So that is pretty much everything that I think is important to make note of with the deck. The rest, I think, is fairly straightforward. As I mentioned before, Jake is playing kind of some more GOC themes, Nativity and Herods, which I think is a pretty. It's a fun combination. Like I don't remember seeing a whole lot of like Nativity offenses. I saw plenty of Herod defenses, but specifically Nativity offenses, like you see a lot of angels, a lot of disciples, a lot of empty tomb, but a specifically Nativity offense I think is cool and a little more creative from GOC, which is always good to see. So I will say a little disclaimer about the game that you're about to witness. Jake and I, we were playing the game relatively late at night. I think both of us were a little bit tired, and we're just kind of in the mindset of like, all right, I need to play the game to get it out of the way, because we were running or getting close-ish to the deadline. We had to reschedule a time or two. So all that said, there are going to be a few misplays that you will witness in this game, but hopefully you'll be able to learn from them as much as we are able to. And it was definitely on both sides there. I made a few misplays that I think one that I'm almost positive cost me a rescue, and another one that was maybe a little more up in the air, but definitely made it more of a challenge. So I will admit to that, and we talk about it during and after the game. So yeah, you'll get the scoop on that. All right, before we get into the game, as per always, we're going to talk about our sponsor. But first, I want to draw attention to this awesome new Land of Redemption website. If you haven't checked this out yet, this looks sweet. Daniel, the creator, on Discord, is the guy that was working with Chad and Charles and all the guys over at Land of Redemption to just revamp the website here, and it looks awesome. Like it's you've got all the information that you would need for doing anything redemption related ever. There's all the new stuff where you go to play on Lackey, which is the software that I have the deck laid out here, and the game you're about to see is played on. There's a spot for upcoming tournaments, so it's super visually appealing and eye-catching and all that. And then some of the latest articles. There's even some articles from this guy, Redemption with Jaden. I hear he's pretty cool. This guy, I hear he talks a lot, so I don't know if you're into that. You can check him out too. Lots of great stuff, and they've got just the a much more concise, and I think just user friendly. Like, not that the previous Land of Redemption was bad by any means. Like, it was a great resource, but this is just very modern, and like I think the average unknowing person who stumbles across the Land of Redemption website here, I think it's just more eye-catching, and if someone just happens to click on the website and they want to see, okay, what is this whole redemption thing, this is a great presentation for it. So hats off to Daniel for doing all that, putting this together. And look at that, there's even a Redemption with Jaden tab on the articles thing here. So yeah, be sure to go check that out. And all right, it's still loading. There we go. Look. And then also in the top right corner here, you have there's more tournaments and rankings, even deck lists. That's awesome. I think those are being kind of updated as we go and as they become available. Reaching out to people who, like, they're mostly nationals deck lists. Or like from national tournament placers or winners, top cut. Yeah, there's 2014, 2015 national winning decks, lists, reports, Lackey files. So you can just download the deck and load it right into Lackey. So yeah, this is really cool. And then also, of course, we have the retailers in here where people like you and people who are just stumbling across the website, they're like, oh, this redemption looks really sweet. Where do I get it? So Three Lions Gaming, and then of course our friends over at Your Turn Games takes us right to their website, and this is now the shout out for Your Turn Games. That's our sponsor for the channel. They support the channel here, and so we appreciate them, and I want to send you guys over there. There's a link to both Land of Redemption and Your Turn games in the description below. If you want to go check out the new website and then hop over and buy some cards, buy some display boxes of the new cards, or maybe you want to buy another copy of the starter decks to get yourself an extra Moshi and David's Prayer and those Grumbled and Shepherd's Lost Souls. All right. Long intro, I know. Sorry about that, but it's also going to be a long game, so it's an investment. Just brace yourselves. All right. Yep, that's all I got. We'll catch you in the game. All right.
There you go.
Now we're in business.
Excellent. Okay, slash roll.
No lost souls for me, huh?
Nope.
Roll a 5. You rolled a 3. All right. I'll let you go first.
Interesting.
Got any stars?
I do. I'm thinking, what deck could you possibly be playing here? Let's go for a star from John the Fisherman. Top deck of Dominant from deck. Okay.
All right, I'll do the star undelivered.
You get delivered?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was wondering.
I wish. I have no stars.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and do my shepherds. Let's do this one, send to bottom of deck, draw one. And you may go. I'm going to ask for Dominish.
You got Dominish.
Let's see what you got.
Okay.
All right. So this doesn't look like Israel's rebellion stuff.
No, I haven't had enough time to fully wrap my head around everything from IR.
That's why you gotta be playing games with it. I feel like that's how you wrap your head around stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Man, what do I
wish
even...
I had prep decks, but I've been doing other things in life right now.
Yeah, fair enough. Huh. What do I do with this? You don't have a good dominant to reveal. So you're probably just attacking and drawing into resurrection. So I suppose I gotta get rid of John.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't feel great, but not too bad.
Sounds good. I'm up.
Yep.
Herods Temple. Stable. Golden Cherubim. Go to battle.
Mm-hmm.
Legion of Angels. Draw one. And you're up to block.
All right. Oh, that's right. Protected from loan. I'll ask for Dominish.
Let's get the Christian Mar. You can go ahead and do that.
It's close, but not quite.
Well,
under deck.
At the bottom of deck. Okay. Let's see here. You're good to go. Your turn.
Alright. Let's draw 3. This is weird. I guess I will put down my Herod's Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Play a good crowd's choice.
Okay.
And I think I'm just gonna go for my own John.
Okay.
Let's put him in territory. Right, you get 2. I'm starting to regret my decision on the Vain Philosophy. I guess the thinking was, I mean, even if I do underdeck one of your, like your stable, then you get it right back with Resurrection anyway.
Yeah.
So, don't want to draw. At least I don't think I do. No, yeah. I'm just gonna pass the turn.
Okay. Draw 3. Hopper.
That was not the lost soul you're supposed to draw.
Yeah. And I got a star ability here. We'll do Delivered.
Sure.
And then Hopper Hops after that. Okay, Upkeep. Nativity card from reserve. You're not punishing any of those things. Going to grab Mary, Holy Virgin. Let's see here. Let's do Outsiders. Delivered. Grabbing. Turning this down. Could have actually activated it on Herod's Temple, but I forgot to do that before I played it, so.
Is it a Herod's Temple artifact?
It is.
Huh.
Let's see here.
Choosing not to discard, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Clarifying, yeah.
And I will go to combat. I'm going with Joseph. I'm going to grab a Nativity card from deck. It's going to be Gabriel. And he will... I'll bring in Mary as well. Negate and reserve an Evo Ninja card. So we'll just target your Wanderer for now. It doesn't do anything.
Sure.
And get a star card from reserve. So I'm going to grab the Annunciation.
All right.
And you're up.
Let's block with Egyptian Magicians.
Mm-hmm.
I'll reveal the bottom card, I guess.
Okay.
Interesting. Let's see. I don't think you've drawn this turn, right?
No drawing effects, just searches.
I will add it to hand and draw one.
Okay.
My initiative?
Yep, your initiative.
Let's do Invoking Terror and we'll underdeck Joseph.
Okay, I will replace that and take him to reserve with Bethlehem Stable.
Sure. And your niche?
Initiative now.
Or stalemate, I guess, yeah.
Okay, you got 6 cards in hand. Let's do CBI. Yeah, that's sad. Let's do a Enunciation. Is not going to do anything but grab me a good dominant, but I will get a good dominant with Enunciation.
Sure.
I'm going to grab. Where is it? There we go. And I will use Angel of the Lord.
Yep. You can have a hopper.
Sounds good. And you are good to go.
Sweet. Sure, why not? We'll use the star on Pete.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll play. Guess I'll play a Meek Matthew.
You got it.
Yeah, let's do. Yeah, we found the woes, so we'll play that on your stable.
Okay.
And I will activate Temple Veil to take a peek at your hand.
You got it.
No straw. And okay. Neat. Then I will bounce my Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Still gonna be negated. Well, let's play a David's Prayer. Play a Lost Soul and an evil character from your deck.
Cool.
Let's do. That one seems good for the evil character.
Okay.
And let's do this one for the Lost Soul.
You got it.
And then I will do some wandering.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put down to Peter. Down an Omen Interpreter. Yeah, alright. Then we'll put down the Deceiver, and I will go to battle.
Okay.
So I will attack with Matthew, who's now CBP. Burn him to Meek.
What gave him CBP? Oh, humble. Oh.
Yeah. Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we get 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
4. Okay, prosperity. I'm going to discard Atmos.
Okay.
Draw 2. And you may block.
Okay. Let's see here.
Actually, you know what? Do I want you to block? Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yep.
Okay. So I'm at 7 on board for outsiders, correct?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, looks like it.
And you're at 8?
Yep.
Okay. 2 good brigades.
Yep.
I guess I shouldn't have moved them up first. Let's see. I'll do under deck targeting woes and woes and temple.
All right.
Let's see here.
Your initiative.
Yeah. And I will decline to fight here. We
Cool.
have the soul.
I will put down an artifact and yep, I'll pass turn.
Sounds good. Draw 3, imitate. Prosperity. 1, 2, 3. Star ability. Yeah, we'll do it. Star ability of Guardians from Glory. I'll go to your reserve, discard a card.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get scattered out of there.
All right.
Okay. Let's see here. Let's do. Okay, so prosperity. I'm going to discard Guardians from Glory.
Sure.
And imitate. We'll imitate Humble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, upkeep. I'll grab a card with Nativity, Manger.
Yep. Sure.
Grab Joseph. And we'll go to prep phase. Prep phase. I'll activate Cherubim on Temple.
Yep.
Reactivate Confusion of Mind.
I will decline.
Okay. Gonna put down Gabriel and play Temptation in the Wilderness on him.
Yep.
I'm gonna put down Herod Agrippa and place Herodias in my territory.
Yep.
Okay. You have 8 cards in hand. Let's do a rescue attempt with Gabriel, negating your on the gate Omen Interpreter, and I will take a silver card from my discard pile.
It's not like you're banding for me anyway, or drawing for me anyway.
Let's see here, and I'm going to play. Actually, we'll just keep it at Gabriel for now. You're free to
A block.
look. Yeah.
All right. Guess I will block with the Deceiver.
Mm-hmm.
Do. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Let's go to Conjurers. And I will go to my deck. Or do Death of Unrighteous.
Okay. Let's see here. Death and Righteous. CBI would be my best option here.
Probably just a pass.
Yeah, definitely pass. Let's see. We'll go for a resurrection here.
Yep.
Let me check real quick where I'm gonna go to. Yeah. So I'll go to deck. Getting John the Fisherman. Plays it. Okay, played. And I will ban to 3 New Testament humans. Now you have your own John the Fisherman. Yeah, I could have banned to him instead. Man, I messed that up. Let's see here. Let's ban to Mary and man, I'm messing up all over the place here. Mary, Joseph, and John. We'll start off with Joseph going to the deck for a nativity card. Gonna grab Son of God with that.
Cool.
We'll do John revealing Son of God to toss your next and draw 2.
Mm-hmm.
I got Crowds and Harvest at the wrong time. And Lawless. And so we'll activate Harvest.
Wait a minute.
That's a Harvest token.
Nice.
And I'll Lawless myself. Let's see here. I'm grabbing Feudal Inquisition.
Sure.
And finally, Mary will negate and reserve your Temple Veil and take a star card from my reserve. Grab Lost Child Found.
Seems good.
It's not really good enough. I messed that up quite a bit, but you're up.
Huh. Where do I want to do this? Yeah, let's try it this way. I will toss DOU on Mary.
Okay. You got it?
Still mine-ish? Or actually, I'm going to ask for Dominish.
What Dominish? You can have Dominish.
I would like to shipwreck your temple.
Okay.
And no regular initiative.
Let's see now that you did that. You can have regular Inish.
I will withdraw all y'all to draw X.
Okay. Let's see here. So withdraw X. Opponent cannot do that. Okay. CBI because of a search.
Yep. Used a few search abilities this turn.
Yes, definitely. Withdrawn. Let me see if I want to extend battle in any way.
Yep.
Did draw 4. I will not extend battle. Okay. Discarding. Actually, we'll do Son of God on my humble.
Yep.
And I will discard Virgin Birth and pass the turn to you.
Draw 3. Got a star ability. Do my Virgin Birth.
Mm-hmm.
Just look, yeah. Yeah, let's do that. I will take Delivered.
Okay.
And Darkness, nothing. Go to Prep. I'm going to activate Magic Charms. And I'm going to discard it to let's see, I guess you've got Stable that can instead things. Maybe I shouldn't discard it then. Yeah, we'll just leave it active, I guess.
Okay.
Then we're gonna deactivate it by playing Delivered.
Okay.
I'm going to grab Book of the Covenant from the top of my deck.
Nice.
I'll fold the rest of it. Oh, that's right. My reserve is still
Restricted.
Yep, that's unfortunate. I should have thought about that beforehand. I
didn't realize I could have insteaded all the nativity withdrawals to reduce your draw. Huh, that's interesting. I thought I would want to do all of them, but
Oh, sure. Yeah. Alright, well, kind of just made this turn so much less exciting. I think I can just go to battle.
Okay.
I'll attack with Eater.
Mm-hmm.
Word of Demeek. Go to deck. Grab the temple back.
Okay.
And I will not band.
Okay. No band. Let's see here. I will block with Agrippa negating Herod's temple. I'll ask for initiative.
Yep, you got it.
Okay. I'll do Feudal Inquisition.
Sure. I'll put down Justin. I will 11 cards in hand. I will let's play Son of God to rescue your Imitate.
Okay.
And I will discard Distressing People.
Oh, wow, nice.
Yeah, I'll put down Balaam.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Sounds good. Draw 3. Distressed. Nothing else. No stars. Upkeep. Upkeep will just stable. Stable go and grab me magnifying multitude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do prep phase. I'll reactivate Confusion of Mind.
No discard.
No discard. Okay. You're going to use it against me. That's fine. Oh, actually, wait. You're going to use my stable against me. No, I'm thinking. I'm tired. It's a long day. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to play Lost Child Found on Mary. I'm going to bounce Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, and we'll bounce because there's nothing else that really I want to bounce. So I guess we can bounce Temple. Yeah, Temple would be a good one to bounce.
My temple?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I guess your temple's gone.
Yeah.
Which is actually good for you because then you can bounce your own Zacchaeus.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, exactly. He wouldn't have been a legal target earlier. Let's do a rescue attempt with. We'll go a rescue attempt with Joseph, and he's going to band. I go reserve. I don't want to go to reserve. I'm not going to search it. We'll go to Mary, and she will negate and reserve your Book of the Covenant.
Yep.
And you are good to block whenever you want to.
Or 12.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll ask for Dominish.
You've got it. You got Dominish.
Alright, let's play Woes as evil, and we'll negate temptation.
Okay.
And then I will block with Balaam.
Okay.
And nothing to take. My initiative?
I do. Let me think. Yeah, I do believe so. You got initiative.
I will capture Mary and Joseph.
Okay. Capture all heroes in battle. Cannot CBP. Okay. Everything's prevented right now. Okay. I'm going to allow the capture on that.
Okay.
I'll play my own dominant now.
Sure.
We'll do Second Coming to go to deck for a good dominant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll play 3 woes as good on your Slave to Egypt.
Sure.
And you're up.
Yes, that'll be good.
Okay.
I will give you prosperity.
Okay.
Actually, that could be darkness, yeah.
I'm going to put down Herod's Guard in my territory. And magnify multitude my territory, and I'll pass a turn to you.
Okay. No stars, no souls. Upkeep woes will. I think I keep it on temptation.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, actually, no, I will do stable this time. Yeah.
Okay.
Then I will. Yeah. Okay. Let's put Herod's Temple back down.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will activate Charms. And we'll discard it to capture Gabriel to me.
Okay.
Let's go to battle.
You got it?
And just attack with Pete.
Okay. Let's see here. Just Pete.
Old Pete.
You have no ongoing abilities, right? Just protection in the territory?
Yep.
Okay. We'll do Herod's Guard. Go to my deck.
Sure.
Archelaus.
Mm-hmm.
And your initiative.
Let's negate Archelaus.
Okay. Okay, put you at 12, 15, and straight up winning now.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's go for repercussions on that, negating sin offering and trying to withdraw your Peter.
All right. I will play Blood of the Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
Gate that. Draw 3. And I will play.
Oh, wait. Your sin offering was prevented.
It's CBP.
Oh, CB. Good. There you go.
Let's do. That's interesting. I'm gonna play Life in the Sun.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna bounce my Justin Martyr.
Okay.
And draw 2.
Okay.
A Lawless. Let's do that on myself. Let's do. What's better here? You do a lot of searching. Let's grab Sheegle.
Okay.
Your initiative once again.
Just beat me by stats now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see here. No ongoing abilities, correct?
Correct.
Do a revolt. I'm going to ban 2 Deceiver and Omen Interpreter, and we'll just do those 2 for now. So the first one will be Omen Interpreter, because Deceiver has to go last. I guess both their last abilities have to go last, but I get to look at the top 6 cards of my deck. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna grab evil card. It's gonna be Herods' daughter.
That's a reveal, right?
Oh, does it reveal it to everybody?
You're doing open interpreter?
Yeah. Everybody, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Those are the rest.
Okay.
And Deceiver will switch with the banding on Omer Interpreter will do we'll grab Conjurers with him. Take a pale green, a crimson enhancement, or Babylonians. So I'll grab Foreign Horses.
Mm-hmm.
And and then that's good there. And Deceiver will switch with Foreign Wives from Reserve. And then you'll be an SI with Revolt.
Yep. Well, wasn't quite how I wanted that to shake out. I guess I will play Entertaining Angels.
Okay.
Search for Angel from the Sun.
Uh-huh.
This would be a lot better if Confusion of Mind wasn't active.
Yeah.
I will ban to your Magnifying Multitude.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's it. Yeah, so I'll draw 2 more while I'm at it.
Okay.
And
You're negating things with 15 toughness or greater?
yep.
That's good. I had big plans for them. That's ruined now.
Gotcha. Yep, I guess Peter set aside. Well, everybody set aside.
Oh yeah, and I forgot, but with Revolt, you should put aside the card you got with Life in the It should undo Life in the Sun too, because it was the last card before.
Oh, right. Yeah, so that would be so I just drew those 2 with that. I got Shield with Lawless. So it would be that one and that one.
And puts Justin Martyr back in play?
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Alright. So that's
set aside. Set aside. Set aside. Set aside. Discard.
Alright, well, that's not exactly how I hoping that battle would go. That's alright. We've got the shield aside and this. Put down. Go from the sun. That's might be a bad idea. I'm gonna discard Angel of the Winds.
Okay.
And I will pass turn.
Cool. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. No star abilities. Upkeep. You negated that. Woes has nothing on it, so you can go to somewhere. Woes will grab something. What? There's nothing to grab, really. Yeah, there's no good targets for Woes right now. Let's see.
That's what you get for setting all my stuff aside.
Exactly. So Woes will go on. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. Okay, we'll do Hopper.
Sure.
Let's see. Let's do my own shield. Do a rescue attempt with, we'll do it with Zachariah the Silent. I should have put a card down, but I didn't want to say go to rescue attempt and then fall back on that. So we'll just go with Zachariah. No drawing because I do not have no one has hand advantage. I'm not going to ban. I'll prevent your next enhancement.
Preventing my next enhancement, you say?
Yes.
And
Peter. There you go.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. Confusion of Mind went off too, so I didn't know if you want to pay that.
Oh.
You want to rewind?
No, that's all right. I kind of would have preferred if you would have finally used the draw ability. Could use my own interpreter. Yeah, I guess I will block with Conjurers.
You got it.
Still can't go to reserve, so go to deck. Grab Better to Be Slaves.
Okay.
My initiative?
Yep.
I'll play Invoking Terror to underdeck Zechariah.
Okay. SI, let's see what we got here. Let's do good old Child is Born. Okay. I can I can take a Nativity hero from reserve, check in reserve, search in reserve, nothing to grab. I can ban to any number of New Testament heroes. So I'll be banding to the following heroes. I'm not in any order yet, just pulling them out. Yeah, I'm gonna not pull Marion with this right now. We'll look at that later. Okay, so I'm gonna do the order here on these. See bands. Well, I can put it first, but I'll do the band later. That's completely late. So this will be the order. Joseph, Justin, John, Zacchaeus, Angel.
Sure.
So Joseph will get me a nativity card from deck. Deck. I'm gonna grab Angel Pierce.
All right.
Justin Martyr doesn't do anything for me. John, withdraw 2. And Zacchaeus. And Joseph's other part is going to come later, so that's why I didn't do that.
Sure. Yep.
The band. He's going to try to put you in SI there.
All right. I will play Go into Captivity to negate Zacchaeus.
Okay.
And I will capture your Mary.
Okay. Captured. Sorry, I was moving her at the same time.
Oh.
Cool. So she's captured. Now Angel from the Sun goes off. I think pretty sure I don't have anybody. So actually Angel Sun doesn't do anything. And then Mayband to Mary doesn't do anything. No, Mary to Band too. Okay, so it would be, after all of that, Zachariah would get underdecked.
Yep. And Invoking Terror will get underdecked. And I have a Shield trigger from Joseph. I think that was it.
I believe so, yeah.
So I'll just fizzle the token.
Okay. Oh, Q.
My initiative.
Your initiative.
Play Better to Be Slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out who all I'm supposed to capture here. Let's capture these three.
You got it.
Leave you with Angel and Zacchaeus. I guess the child is born.
Okay.
So you're an 8-9 or 15-9.
Yep.
I will then use Sheol.
Okay.
We'll banish. Doesn't really matter. Banish my distressing people. Discard Sheol. Add. Let's add your foreign wives to battle.
Okay. Let's see here. That puts you up to 9 power? No, 10 power.
Yep, 10, 12. So it is mutual with foreign wives surviving because of protection.
Okay, yeah. We'll do an angel appears. I'm not going to search, but I can band to an angel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be banding to magnifying multitude and drawing 2.
Yep.
Let's see.
Getting all my 10 toughness or greater evil cards.
Exactly. That's what I was hoping for. And on magnifying multitude, let's go for enunciation. I'm gonna look at my deck. I don't have any more dominance, but I'm gonna shuffle it.
Yep.
And negate all of the non-nativity cards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess I could have drawn 3 with Better to Be Slaves, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not getting you, but
And then I guess the 2 that you drew from John would go back.
Oh yes. Oh well. Would he be in play to be target, like, because he was a soul at the time? Would he be a target for the negate? Because he was a soul, and then the negate turned him back into a character. I don't know. Like, I'm fine with either way. I'd have to figure out which one it is. It's been a while.
I would think so, but yeah, I guess I'm not positive. I could see it going either way.
Okay. I believe it's these 2, but I'm not 100% sure. It's not the last 2, because the last 2 are from a magnifying multitude. And it's the only other ones I drew, I think.
Alright. Well, we could ask quick if you want. Looks like we got about 5 minutes left anyway, so we can just pause here and then have 5 minutes after those.
Sure.
Oh, were you just passing after all of that?
Oh yeah, I assumed that we were.
Okay. Yeah.
You have an issue. I'm sorry. I was assuming. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I don't think I'm gonna play anything else here. Yeah, I'm just gonna let Conjurers die.
Yeah, I put those 2 cards on top of the deck in case it does. So
sure.
I'll just draw 2.
All right. Should we just keep going for now then?
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's see. Nothing else to do in the discard phase. You're up.
All right. Final turn. Placent, Grumbled. I've got a star on Virgin Birth.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at my deck. Sure. I will take Moshi.
Moshi.
And
feels like it's a tie.
What's that?
Feels like this is going to end in a tie.
Very well might.
Oh, you did Moshi. I'm going to underdeck.
I was just grabbing Moshi with Virgin Birth.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And then I can do Grumbled. Underdeck something to draw 1. Doesn't really matter, does it? Maybe, I don't know. Well, underdeck.
Wow.
What's that?
Complacent. Interesting.
Yep. So we're gonna underdeck a card to draw 1. This is sad that I have not removed a single card from my reserve. I don't think.
Yeah,
You reserved some cards from my reserve.
I took a card out of your reserve.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I will. Oops. How did I do that? Oh, right, yeah. I'll use my woes to keep negating your stable.
Mm-hmm.
Let's flip over the coin on Peter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I keep the 2. Let me see if that changes anything yet. I don't think it does.
What's that?
I would have just put this face down.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right, so you keep those 2 cards. I will. Yeah, I suppose. All right, we'll play Second Coming.
Mm-hmm.
And grab my Son of God.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll get rid of Complacent then in the bottom of the deck.
Huh. See how it is.
Yeah.
I will rescue your crowds.
You got him.
Then I will play Moshi.
Mm-hmm.
See what you got left in here. Stay Herod's Guard. Okay. Guess that was a little less convenient for me.
Yeah. I'll get rid of Lawless. I don't think it matters.
Sure. Yeah, let's just go to battle, I suppose.
You got it.
And I will attack with John the Fisherman.
John the Fisherman. 9/11, no abilities, right?
Correct.
They have down initiative.
You got a removal, huh?
Yeah, I got 2 removed.
Alright, well, guess I'll make you use them.
Oh!
I really wish my better to be slaves was not negated.
That's hilarious.
Grab a Joseph, and we'll go get Guardians from Glory from your discard. And we'll banish. So, what all do we need to do here? The Joseph is going to be negated. So I guess we'll... get him as Meek, I guess. Yeah. Meek Joseph, Guardians, and Gabriel. Guardians will come in first, and we'll ban to a gospel hero. Will be yeah, I really wish I had gospel unity right now. Ban into your Zacchaeus and your Mary would be very convenient. We'll ban to Zacchaeus to guess we'll reserve your Sheol.
Wait, I thought he's negated. Is he not negated?
Nope.
Oh, his opponent's here.
Yeah.
Opponent's heroes. All right. Reserve.
And Gabriel will negate your Herodias.
Mm-hmm.
And ban to Magnifying Multitude. And I will not draw. I'm just negating evil cards of toughness 6 or greater.
Okay. So you didn't choose a blocker because you didn't have you didn't have any ability. You just turn him as meek. Okay.
Yep.
So ongoing effects, we got just the negating things of 6 or 5 or toughness or greater.
6 toughness or greater.
Oh, 6. Sorry, I was gonna your deck size. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. That's the only ongoing ability besides the negates.
Yep.
Forgot about the 8th dominant. Okay, let's do. We'll do Herod's Guard, preventing next good, exchanging with a Herod from territory.
Yep.
The Herod Agrippa will negate your Zacchaeus.
Sure.
My Zacchaeus. And he's protected, and I'll ask for an initiative.
Oh man. Yeah, that's fine.
Draw.
Yep. Yep, nothing I could do about that. Interestingly, I think, well, I guess he would have gotten to play a dominant first. Yeah, so if I had one fewer card in my deck, then I would have been able to activate Herod's Temple 4 times to get my complacent back out.
That's hilarious.
I don't think it would have helped me though, because like I think, yeah, I mean, then it would have been tossing, and you could have just shielded in more evil characters, or even just used Archelaus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really, I really need to try to get to my reserve, and I just didn't have any way to get around the Herodias.
Yeah, I had a long day today. I messed up so much. That was just bad playing by me.
Well, I did the same. I think there were two turns that I like. So the one turn that I messed up for sure was like I had 3 woes, and I could have negated your Herodias before I activated Book. And then I could have gone to my reserve for his sacrifice to take out your Confusion of Mind.
Yeah.
That really hurt. And then with that down, then I would have been able to choose your Zacchaeus to block.
Yeah.
And get some value there instead of having to use 4 enhancements against Peter, or on Peter.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, and then the what was it the turn before that? I messed up a different attack too. Oh yeah, yeah. It was on that attack when I came in with Peter, and I had those enhancements in battle, and I was not expecting Revolt to be the
Oh yeah.
the battle winner, because I was thinking like, oh, if you play a battle winner, then I can play Valley, bring out your Gabriel, and just negate whatever it was.
Yeah.
Um, and then have get the band and all the value and stuff. But I think I should have still activated Herod's Temple. Like I thought about it, but I was like, oh, I'll just make him play something
Exactly.
and then be able to negate it, since you had already used Futile. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think if I had activated Herod's Temple there, I would have been in good shape, because maybe you have enough to toss to get the numbers back down, but at that point, then I could just play Valley, and you probably don't have much, or I make you use your no straw,
Mm-hmm.
unless I have a way to get around that. But yeah, yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah. It was
I was,
like
I was hoping to see
ideally.
more Israel's Rebellion between the two of us, because I knew I wasn't bringing a whole lot to the table for it, but it's trying out some of the new starter deck cards, mostly with the Moshi and David's Prayer, to get that choose the blocker stuff going. But yeah,
One of my
Herod.
ideal moves with this is the resurrection into Zacchaeus and John, but
Oh right, yeah,
I need the dominant for that. I was like, oh
yeah.
yeah,
That
oh my
was that
dominant.
was what I figured when you played Resurrection and you
Yeah,
were bringing them in, and I was like, or no, it was when you played The Child Is Born and you were banning them
yeah.
in, and I just started looking at your discard pile, and I was like, what are the odds he has another good dominant?
I might
Seems low.
switch Christian Martyr for what's it called? Chronicles. I think Chronicles would be pretty useful.
Mm. Yep.
Uh,
So
this
you're running Martyr and Falling Away.
yeah, Martyr falling away here.
Nice.
Those would have been nice earlier. It would have been
Yeah.
Martyr's really strong when Confusion Mind's out.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like everything came out in weird order. Like I didn't see Res Revealer the entire time. I was like, ah, come on,
Oh
let's
yeah.
go. I didn't want to search him up with Resurrection just like for no value.
Mm.
But I wasn't at the same time. I wasn't paying attention that you had Heroes to ban too for a while. So, oh yeah.
Oh, so that was, yeah. So you should have, or you when you realized
And
that I had John the Fisherman, you were thinking you should have gone for Revealer
yeah,
and just banned into
on
my
that
John.
first
Yeah.
on that first block when you asked for domination, I'm like, he's bluffing. He'd have got none. Well,
Well,
anyway, what happened?
so I messed that one up, because a part of the reason for putting Shepherds and Grumbled in here was that so I could set up a uh, Egyptian Magicians block, um,
Uh,
and like I actually had Egyptian Magicians in my opening hand, and I had Shepherds, so I was like, okay, this is perfect. So um, I think I put Offer of Exile on the bottom of my deck,
mm-hmm,
and it's great for turn one because you can't go to reserve, so it's
mm-hmm.
I guess as long
Oh,
as
I didn't think about
you've
that.
searched.
I didn't realize it. That's crazy. CBI. That's awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, I should have underdecked your Legion of Angels, because I forgot about the protection. Like you wouldn't have searched, but like would have.
Exactly.
I mean, you could have
Bounced
done
off.
John and then played Resurrection, but if I, have if I have Egyptian Magicians to just add Offer of Exile straight to battle, then you don't have Dominish to, or you're in special initiative right away.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah, I should have done it that way instead of having to use Falling Away, but I guess Offer of Exile worked out later anyway.
Oh,
So
yeah.
but yeah, it was fun. Yeah.
Good job.
Yep.
I still like.
Maybe we can like edit the video later to take out all of our misplays, and
Exactly.
fix all that in post, right?
Exactly. I still like No Straw better than Abandonment. I know it doesn't work with outsiders, but like it's the only.
Mm.
I think it's better.
Yeah, I think Oh yeah, that was the other thing that I guess makes Martyr and Falling Away pretty strong is me seeing that you
Yeah,
had no straw in your hand on turn one.
exactly.
um, but yeah, I think in Herods, like yeah, you're like if you're blocking with outsiders, it's because you're getting a decent amount of value.
Yeah, and
Uh,
that's the other thing. I should have Harris Timbled there
yeah,
before the outsiders. I was like,
I had
I don't want to cheat on this. Whatever.
well,
I
yeah.
messed up.
So if you did, then I would have played Shipwreck there.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
did.
and
I
well, it would have
did
been good to force it out right there instead of like
when you had
waiting on
your
it.
Golden Cherubim. Yeah. Um, yeah. I considered doing it uh, before you even blocked,
Hmm.
and then because I had Joseph of Arimathea in my discard pile from the get go, so I could have. If you didn't have Confusion of Mind, then I could have played Shipwreck, then Valley, because I had Valley super early. I could have gotten my Joseph out to choose your Zacchaeus at that
Yeah.
point, which would have been nice. But since I had drawn cards, then I didn't have CBP for Humble anymore, or you, or I didn't, or
I
I
messed up
had
so
advantage at
bad.
that point.
That was rough. Giving you a turn of not having the golden cherubim. You had the shipwreck, so you would have used it if I had. Yeah, that's
Right? Yeah, yeah. That would have worked out better for me, I guess, if you
played it
had done
right.
that. Yeah, that's funny. Um,
Still lots
yeah,
of place to cinch
I
up play.
I like the like Confusion of Mind and Golden Cherubim, basically just like artifacts that don't care about negate neutrals,
Exactly.
which is nice.
And
Um,
Herodias is always annoying if she's not dealt with.
yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean, I think having her and Confusion of Mind was the problem, because otherwise I could have chosen her to block at some point.
Hmm.
But uh, yeah, I think just the fact that I missed that turn with Book of the Covenant to get his sacrifice
Yeah,
to take out Confusion of Mind, and then I was hoping that you were just banking on me not having an answer for Herodias, and we're just going to leave me with Book and take out one of my evil characters instead. But you
yeah,
still went for Book with Mary, which yeah, seems like the right play.
yeah. I really like Mary right now.
Yeah,
I like getting territory stuff.
yeah, she does so much. uh, um, yeah, and I think I guess even if I did have Gospel Unity at the end, it still wouldn't have been enough. I don't think, because like, well, I don't know. I guess I could have. Huh. Yeah, I suppose I could have reserved your. Oh no, Mary only does territory. She doesn't do set aside. Okay. So I couldn't take out your Sheol and choose Foreign Wives to block.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm. Need to play like Ashtaroth Worship or something like that. Banish your discard pile and then then you can't
yeah,
use
exactly.
Sheol.
That's gonna be the new meta, Astaroth worship. There's definitely no other cards that do
Oh yeah.
similar effects to a better card. And that's the best one.
Hey man, it's either that or Voice from Heaven, and I don't have the extra Dom slot, so
Or Reverence and Awe. But you don't want to give 2 extra cards to Matthew, so that's a good call.
right, yeah. uh, yeah. Oh, I guess I need your discard pile for my Valley though.
Oh yeah, that's a good
And
point.
grab your Guardians to check the Lost Souls.
It's fun that you used Valley because that's my favorite card of mine. I like that one. Like,
Yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun because like there's going to captivity, better to be slaves,
mhm.
slave to Egypt, and magic charms.
That's really cool.
And I was like, all right, well, we put all of those together and then combine that with the fact that it goes to discard pile as well. Like, seemed like it could get a lot of fun stuff going on with that, but yeah, just never had never had a good chance for something to resolve, or for better the slaves to resolve. I was trying to time it to like such that you would have to play Annunciation earlier. Like I was hoping that you would play it initially on my Invoking Terror, but you had the band instead. So
yeah. Were you tempted to toss Valley to Confusion?
Yeah, a couple of turns, but
why did I attack now?
yeah, yeah. I mean, like after you got rid of my book, there were a couple of turns where I considered it, but I was like, well, I feel like it will get me a lost soul.
Yeah.
Which I guess it didn't. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't the right way to go. But
gotta test things out.
Yep.
No fault in that.
Yeah.
Only faults were my misplays, not in the trying a new strategy.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I suppose I could have discarded my 4 drachma coin, and that would have gotten my complacent back. But yeah, it still wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, then I could have shielded. Oh, I could have shielded in Foreign Wise, right? So.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
I always got to pay attention to shield. Bring in my own Foreign Wives. I don't pay attention to that enough.
Yeah.
And any goes with anything. It's any color.
Yeah. I guess. Well, let's see. I mean, in theory, I guess after you block with Herod Agrippa to negate the reserve, then I would have had initiative. So I would have played coming with Adam to negate Agrippa, and then shield goes away. Then I could 4-drachma coin, but I still don't have a way against Nostra, or a way to deal with Nostra.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my distressed finally. That would have been nice.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Huh. Maybe there was a way I could have gotten there. I'll do another puzzle for next week.
Yeah, I wanted to
What's the attack?
This week.
Yeah, it was a fun one. I'm still not sure if anyone figured out the way to get the full win. John might have, but we were talking about it the other day. So, what's that?
If it's still open, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's still up on the general chat somewhere.
Yeah,
probably have to scroll up a bit, but
definitely.
Yep. So, anyways, I will let you go here. I should probably go get some sleep. So,
thank you for the late game.
Yep. We'll catch you later.
Catch you later. Have a good one.
Yep. You too. Bye.